It's snowing outside and I'm still looking like spring is around the corner. I think that if I keep putting on spring makeup, that eventually spring will get here, and it's just not happening. Maybe I need to compose a different theory. Yeah, it totally snowed here, and it was still snowing just a little bit ago, but I have this look on my face right here, and then my first impressions of the Urban Decay electric palette for you guys today. It's the first time I used it today, and I created the look that's on my face right now, which will be towards the end of the video, so you guys can see how they performed upon first application for me. And I must say, I really like the look that came out of it. I'm happy that Urban Decay chose a different route for their next palette besides their, you know, their repetitiveness with the naked stuff. Because I was buying those palettes because I love palettes. But I was missing out on color, which I love to wear color. Like this for me is fully wearable, totally go to the store like this, don't even matter. So I was really happy that they came out with a palette like this, because it really brought me back into how much I love color. That being said, this is what the box looks like. Right here, it just comes in a cardboard box that's about the mirror image of the actual palette, which I'll show you here. So here's the palette, very, very electric. I'm sure you guys probably seen a whole bunch of videos on this already, but some folks on Instagram said that they wanted my take on it too, so this is gonna be it. Inside you have got 10 colors of super in-your-face bright shades. Revolt, Gonzo, Slow Burn, Savage, Fringe, Chaos, Jilted, Urban, Freak, and Thrash. And all of the shades in here have got a metallic, there's a cat hair. What is with the cat hair? Have a metallic finish or a shimmer to them, except for this pink one right here. Is in Savage. That's the only matte out of the palette, which, I mean, if you're rolling for colors this bright anyway, I guess being matte shouldn't be too big of a deal. Chaos, Slow Burn, Gonzo, and Thrash are the ones that kind of have a little bit of a more matte base, but it's got those little sparkles shot through it. Revolt is really metallic, and then Jilted, Urban, Fringe, and Freak are all shimmer, like a shimmery frost. Yeah, like frost shades. So those are the shadows, and it does come with a double-ended brush, which I did use a bit for the look. It's synthetic and it's soft, and it's not a bad brush, but it's not like fabulous either. It's totally usable though, so it is a nice addition to the palette, because I prefer something like this, I guess, as opposed to like their liners, because I don't really care for their liners. They just don't stay on my waterline. If they did, I'd probably wish for them all. But anyway, so there is a brush in there, a flat shader, and then a smaller smudger brush. And each shadow is 0.04 ounces a piece times 10. That's how much product that you're getting. It does come with a mirror that if you're sitting it down, it does stand up to where you put it. So I know some people really enjoy that. And as far as wear so far today, I've had this look on my face for quite a while. I filmed it earlier in the day, and now, well, my camera, it died. So it's been on the charger, and it's been a while since I put the look on, and the bright shades that I have on my lid did fade just a bit, and I used the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion just to keep it with Urban Decay and their shadows, so they should, even though it's not my favorite primer potion, I feel like it kind of dries out my lids, the two should perform nicely together, which I think they did. But there is a little bit of fading of the brightness of these colors on my lid is how I feel. But again, it's been a couple hours, and there's just a slight fading in the crease. So, but I gotta say, the shades and the application and the ease of blendability for the shadows being as bright as they are, it was awesome. It was really awesome. And I thought I was gonna get, because they're so bright, and I've worked with a lot of bright shades in the past, it's easy to get a little out of control. And I just think, even though it's really bright and in your face type of a look, I think that it came out really not too over the top, if that makes sense. Yeah, like I have green eyebrows and I'm saying it's not too over the top. Anyway, the shadows performed really great for application. I had a tiny bit of fallout with Urban, this purple shade right here. Other than that, I used, I must have used, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess I used half the palette is what I did. I do have a little bit of a gripe with the palette, and it's the fact that the shades Savage, Slow Burn, Jilted, and Urban, which are all the shades that look like they will have a form of a red pigment to form the color. I want to say it's like something with red, a red pigment. Anyway, it says not to be used around the immediate eye area. And that would be fine if this palette was geared towards makeup artists specifically, but it's not. It's geared towards everybody. And when you look at it, you immediately think eye palette. So, you know, they should have, in my opinion, they should have made these shadows safe for use around all the eye area, because that's initially what it looks like it should be, and they're targeting it towards everybody and not just a makeup artist audience. Granted, it's a pressed pigment palette and stuff like that, but, you know, again, the audience that they're targeting isn't people who are going to use this all over their face. You know, you're gonna want to use your purples on your lash line and stuff like that, which that to me around the rim of the eye is the immediate eye area. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if you do use it and stuff like that, and I'm one of those people who probably will anyway and probably shouldn't. I really probably shouldn't because I have sensitive eyes, but I might. I mean, particularly though, I must say, the way that I do my shadow and stuff like that, I don't put redder based shadows around the rim of my eye anyway, just by the way that I do it, and also because it will make my eyes look more red than they are because I have sensitive eyes, if that makes any sense. But that is something to be aware of, especially for sensitive eye users. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what the problem is with it. I'm assuming because of the shades that it'd be these ones, it's got some form of red pigment in there, because I know I have a MAC pigment too that has some red in it that isn't supposed to be used to around the immediate eye area. But the fact that it's a palette and it looks like an eyeshadow palette and it's geared towards everybody who are probably want to use it on their eyes, I think that they should have formed the shadows so that you can use them all over the eyes, which is definitely possible. And just another little bit of a gripe, I guess, is this silver shade in here, it just doesn't fit. You have this electric palette with these really bright, colorful shades, and then you have a random metallic silver over here, which you can definitely incorporate into it, but I've even seen people use it in looks and stuff like that, and I mean, it looks pretty, the shade looks pretty, but it just doesn't look like it belongs. If that makes any sense. I wish that they would have took and put either a super bright matte yellow or even a shimmery bright neon yellow in the palette, because you could use it in gradient form with your blue, green, light green, yellow form, or you can also use it, you know, yellow, orange, pink, purple and gradient. That way it really would have fit with the palette. Or they could even switch one of these blues in there too, because there is a lot of blue in there. I mean, granted, there are different tones and stuff like that, but I think to make it perfect, including a yellow would have made this a perfect palette, and then also being able to use it around the rim of the eye. And that's not to say that the quality isn't great, because it is really good, really great, really easy, really blendable, really you know, really nice stuff. Like, for if you're into this type of, you know, shadows, it's awesome. I dig it. I dig how it came out, everything about it, except for my little grapes there. So with all that being said, let me do a close-up for you guys and do some swatching. So here's a close-up of the palette. This is the top lid, and then there is your mirror up there. It's still got the plastic on it. But these are the shades. Very in-your-face, vibrant shades. So you can see this one here is the matte one. Then you have like this green one that's got those little shimmers in it. And these ones here are frosty. Here's another one with shimmers, and that one there, that's a frosty one. That one's metallic. So, and then you have your brush right there. So I'll swatch these babies for you. They are intense. So there is the first row of shades. Starting at the top is Revolt. The second one down is Gonzo. The third one is Slow Burn. The fourth one is Savage, and the bottom one is Fringe. So you can tell by those two blues there that, like I said, one of them could have been compromised for the yellow, or the silver could have been compromised for the yellow. But that is the top row of shades. And then here's the bottom row. Starting with the top one is Chaos. The second one is Jilted. The third one is Urban. The fourth one is Freak, and the bottom one is Thrash. Right there. And then one more quick note. If these do stain my lids, I will leave a note down in the description bar, because obviously I didn't use them yet and I need to shower first. So in order to be able to tell you that, because it's a first impressions video. So if you guys are interested in the look that is on my face right now, just keep on watching and we'll get into it right now. I already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. I got a feeling things could get a little wild with this palette. I'm going to go ahead and use the brush that came in the palette to start out with, this double-ended palette. I'm going to use the bigger side, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here called Thrash. And already kicking up dust, so I'm going to have to tap the brush off there. And I'm going to go ahead and pack this on the first third of my eyelid. I dig bright colors like this. I almost feel like there should have been a yellow in here though, which is a really bright yellow is a hard one to do. Now I'm going to take the shade Freak right here on the same, I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm going to pick up some of that. That one isn't quite as dusty as the Thrash shade. I'm going to put that right in the center of the lid. And then use the little end of the brush here to just blend this out a bit. Now I'm going to take the shade Fringe right here on the same, just going to use the same brush again. I'm going to pick that up. And I'm going to put that on the rest of my lid. A lot of this is probably going to get, I'm going to bring it in a bit. It's going to get covered up with liner, but it will peek through, so. Looking at it, I really wish that there was like a bright yellow in here. I think there should be a bright yellow in here. And since I'm going to get funky with the brows too, I'm going to use this Burberry shadow in Trench. It's just a matte, like beige shadow. Any matte beige shadow really would do the job. And I'm just going to pick that up on a Chikuhodo brush. And I'm going to put it underneath the brow. And I'm going to bring it down far enough to where the shade that the shades I'm going to be using in my crease will hit that, so that they'll blend out nicely. I'm just going to put that all right there. I'm going to pick up Urban, this purple shade, on a Goss number 6 brush. I'm just going to pick that up on the tip there. I'm going to go right into the crease with it. In your face. That's what it looks like. Now on a Goss 8 brush, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen up that outer corner. I so debated on whether or not to film this on the Canon T4i or this camera, because I don't have to worry about focusing too bad with this one, but that one I do. I didn't want it to be blurry, and I didn't want to, you know, it's first impression, so I didn't want to mess up. So I went with the little Nikon camera here, but I'm just going to sharpen up this outer corner here. Oh, I really like this. Now I'm going to blend this here a bit. A little bit of fall down with that purple shade, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend that away right away since they're pretty in-your-face shades. Look at my brush. I hope it doesn't dye the hairs. We're looking a little crazy, but that's okay. I'm going to go in with Jilted right here on a fluffy Goss number 3 brush. I'm just going to pick up that color with the very tip of that brush. And I'm going to go ahead and start blending super lightly this outside line. And a little bit of that goes a really long ways. Get off of there! I think I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that Jilted shade. Go over that again. Blend this out. I'm going to go ahead and take it up to the base of that brow too there. just in the front. Just really give this a good blend here. And then this is where I'll start blending into that trench shade from Burberry, and it should fade out nicely. I'll just lightly go back over it here. Blend, give it a good blend. Like that. And then one more time with the purple shade. I'm not going to pick up any more product. I'm just going to go ahead and blend through that crease and bring it up a bit to really give it a good blend. Like that. So there is the eyeshadow on the eyelids done. I'm going to go ahead and put some Dip Brow Pomade Anastasia stuff in my brows. I'm going to be right back because I'm going to roll some of this shadow through my brows. So there's the brows on, but to continue the usage of the palette, you could just leave your brows like this. But I'm going to ombre them. I'm going to ombre them to match my lid, I believe. Yes, let's go that route. This is a Cosette D250 brush. I'm going to pick up this lime green shade that we put down first. I'm going to pick that up, tap it off, and I'm going to run this through the first part of my brow. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Freak, and I'm going to run that through the middle third of the brow. And blend that part right there. Now, I look like a leprechaun. I'm going to pick up Fringe right here on that same Cosette brush, and I'm going to do the tail with it. I'm going to bring that darker shade into the arc as well. Yeah, I like that. So there's the end of the use of the Urban Decay palette for the look. I could totally do these same shades. You can do like the dark turquoise, the green, and the lime green underneath the lash line, but I'm busy enough above the lid and I'm going to cat wing it out, so I'm going to avoid that. But I'm going to go ahead and put on my eyeliner, and I will be right back. So I went ahead and lined my waterline ombre style with the new Spring NARS Larger Than Life pencils in Puerta del Sol and Calsan Road. And it totally matches the ombre of the eyebrow and the lid shade. So for lips, I decided to go with the NYX Dolly Pink lip liner and the Urban Decay Obsessed lipstick. I do have the Obsessed lip liner that goes with this lipstick, but I find those lip liners, they don't wear nicely throughout the day. They wear a long time, but not nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX lip pencil, and I'm just going to go ahead and line them, and I'm also going to fill them all the way in. Which is what I wore yesterday, is this lip liner, I believe. Now straight from the bullet, I'm just going to go ahead and put on that Obsessed lipstick. So it's like still pretty bright pink, but it's not too over the top. I think it complements the eyes pretty good. So there's the overall finished look. I'm totally digging it. This is something that I will totally is wearable to me. When you start getting all busy underneath the lash line and stuff like that is when I feel like it's a little bit harder to wear some crazy colors. So I like to keep it kind of above the top lash line for the most part. I don't know if that makes any sense. But that's what I did in any event with the look, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really like how it turned out. I dig it. It's been so long since I used colors. I feel like I've been all on neutral type of a bandwagon for a quick minute or something, and I forgot how much I really like to wear color, because I do. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.